Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a food waste researcher and I'm going to talk to you about preventing and segregating food waste. Food waste is a really important environmental issue. Across the world, around about 1/3 of all food produced for human consumption is wasted. In Ireland, that's around about 1 million tonnes of food waste every single year. Reducing food waste is one of the most effective actions we can take to combat climate change. We all do have some level of unavoidable food waste. Separating this out and putting it into your brown bin means that it gets another chance to be used. It either gets turned into compost, which can be added back into the soil, or it gets used in anaerobic digestion and it becomes green energy. By segregating your food waste and putting it in the brown bin, this means that the material gets another chance to be used. So we're always going to have some amount of unavoidable food waste. Things like apple cores, the top off the pepper, coffee grinds and tea bags. These materials should always go in the brown bin. Things like orange peels, eggshells, all of these materials can be made into compost, so should be put in your brown bin. Small amounts of leaves, flowers, even herbs that you may not have gotten to use, they can all go in your brown bin as well. A kitchen caddy is a really great tool to have in your kitchen, and keeping this somewhere that it's easy to use and near where you're preparing your food is great. There are resources available on mywaste.ie that make it even easier to know what can go in and what cannot. Always use a liner in your kitchen caddy. I find that putting some newspaper at the bottom also can help keep it a little bit drier and a little bit cleaner. If you are using a liner, make sure that it's compostable. You can get these in supermarkets all over the country and they're really easy to use. While they won't break down in the caddy themselves, they do break down when they go for industrial composting. Getting the liner like this can really help just keep everything a little bit nicer and cleaner. If you have food waste that's particularly smelly, or if it takes you quite a while to fill your kitchen caddy, sprinkling a little bit of bicarbonate of soda can help keep the smells at bay. As well as the unavoidable food waste, we often have food waste that could have been avoided, but whatever happened, it now has to go in the brown bin as well. Saved my leftovers and planned to eat them the next day, but didn't get around to it. We bought a little bit too much cake the other night, so we have some cake left over that's just gone a bit stale. One slice of ham left in the packet that we just didn't get around to eating. Some strawberries that went moldy before we got to them. These can all go into your brown bin. Sometimes with foods like potato salad or hummus, there's a little bit of a yuck factor to putting these in the brown bin. A great tip actually is using a spatula. You can scrape this out directly in, then rinse your container, and this can go in the recycling. Here are some leftovers from last night's dinner. You can scrape these straight into your brown bin. Here's some leftover rice. I saved this in a tub and I could have put it in the freezer, but I didn't, and now it's been there too long and it needs to go in the bin. Lots of restaurants and takeaways are offering compostable takeaway containers now. These can go in your brown bin, but just make sure to check. They'll always say it if they're completely compostable. This is, and it can go in my brown bin. I hope you found this informative. For loads more information, go to mywaste.ie and stopfoodwaste.ie.